Hi, everyone. I'm Claire with BELLA+CANVAS. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to show you some highlights from our 2021 apparel collection, including new styles, new colors, and new design trends. Are you ready to be a 2021 apparel trendsetter? When you're in the know of what's selling right now, you'll boost your apparel sales virtually overnight. Even better, your clients will have you on speed dial for all their decorated apparel needs. In the next 30 to 40 minutes, Anna Wright, our retail merchandiser, and Tom Davenport, decoration expert, will share 2021 must-have style trends of color, design, and decoration. We actually gave away one of the designs from this series for our first 150 registrants of this live event. We do this for each live event, so be sure to keep an eye out for that on your next registration email. In this live event, you'll get a sneak peek at some 2021 new product ads. A look at that is a twist on the classic tee, a new crop length, hyperactive brights almost anyone can wear, and statement graphics. Plus, take a look at some key pieces and color stories from the 2021 BELLA+CANVAS collection. And with our first retail store now open in Beverly Hills, we'll explain how that will drive brand awareness and ultimately help you make more money. Welcome back to those who joined our last broadcast, and welcome to all of those new faces here today. We appreciate your feedback from our last BELLA+CANVAS live event, and we're so glad you enjoyed the content for anyone who missed it. We talked about Instagram, one of our favorite social media platforms. This visual social media space is perfect for decorated apparel sellers to make meaningful connections with their buyers. If you missed this live, it's worth watching to replay and get a crash course on everything you need to know to make an impact on Instagram. You can check out all of our prior episodes anytime by streaming them from our website, bellacanvas.com/live, or check them out on our BELLA+CANVAS YouTube channel. Before we dive in, a few things to note. We'll be live for about 40 minutes, including the Q&A portion at the end. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them over in the comments. And if you need to leave us, don't worry, we'll send you a link so you can replay this webinar later. So let's turn things over to Megan Spire, our Vice President of Sales, to give you an overview of some exciting styles and colors from our new collection. Hi, Megan.
Hi, Claire. Thanks so much. Before we do a deeper dive into what we're seeing at retail and how that translates into wholesale, I want to introduce you to a few new silhouettes and color stories that we're really excited about for 2021. As we've been saying, with so much of the population working from home and the preference for casual, comfortable apparel only accelerating further, there's never been a better time to be selling soft, high-quality basics. We took a best-selling silhouette and added a little twist with unique design features that make it more fashion-forward. Style 3003, the men's jersey short sleeve tee with curved hem from our Forward Fashion collection, has a high-low curved bottom hem with a 3/8" neck binding rather than a traditional ribbed neck. Made from our heirloom combed and ring spun cotton, this tee fits and feels like our best-selling 3001, but looks like it just came off the runway. If you walk into any major retailer, Nordstrom, Zara, Urban Outfitters, for example, you will see that this is the new go-to men's basic. Thoughtful details like different hem lengths can make a favorite t-shirt stand out even more. And as you guys know, this year has been all about fleece. Cozy loungewear. My favorite style and the Forward Fashion bestseller, the women's Raglan Pullover fleece, style 7505, is made from our signature sponge fleece, and it has a really cool vintage vibe to it. And we're pulling it full line for 2021. It features contoured seaming on the Raglan sleeves, a flattering, thick neck ribbing. I'm living in mine. Plus, this style's a moderate crop length, and it responds to those of you who've asked for forgiving mid-length options for women. And truly, this style will sell well into any demographic. Ladies, if you haven't tried it yet, do yourself a favor and order a sample. I swear you won't regret it. It pairs well with joggers, leggings, and mid-rise jeans for those of you who may have transitioned back into real pants. Those are our two new style ads for 2021, a cool new men's basic and a mid-length fleece for her. So now let's talk color trends and how to present color to your customers. This year, our basics are all about the brights, the jewel tones, and the shades of cool. The it color stories are even more versatile to fit with our changing lifestyles. Bella Canvas is a destination for color. No matter your graphic, your artwork, or your logo, we will have the color that you need. We're constantly developing new shades to make sure the most relevant color is always available in our core styles. So keep it casually laid back with these new shades of cool. Citron in Heirloom Jersey, which is my favorite, Heather Sage in CVC, and Spring Green and Tri-Blend. One of 2021's biggest trends is green in a range of shades from sage to seafoam, emerald to lime, just as we're seeing at Versace and Raf Simons and other high-end designers. Not to mention, greens lead customers to think sustainable, natural, earth, all tied to healing our planet. Now, you guys also know we like to do things differently here, and we all know Athletic Heather is always a top seller. So we decided to revolutionize this color and approach it a little bit differently by introducing a solid athletic gray version in our Heirloom Jersey. Think of it as a play on a classic, your next bestseller. Same great shade, but solid, no texture. You can't go wrong. Then you can look on the bright side with Heather Marmalade, Synthetic Green, and Poppy. Don't be afraid of wearing or selling these bold colors, which are all over the runways at Valentino, Burberry, Versace, Chanel, Balenciaga. Pair a t-shirt or hoodie in one of these bright colors with a graphic black and white print for the ultimate wow factor. These playful brights that translate really nicely on a computer screen. Since so many of us are selling digitally today, these outgoing colors are super eye-catching and pop off of the screen. So we've added them to our bestsellers. Finally, just about everyone looks good in jewel tones like Orchid, Heather Magenta, and Heather Blue Lagoon. The purples and blues definitely have it this season thanks to their rich, warm characteristics. Whether your client wants light and bright or deep and meaningful, there's a hue to fit. Color plays a vital role in what we all do. Majority of buying decisions are based on color alone. Color can draw your eye to an image, evoke a certain mood or feeling, or even communicate a message without using words at all. Color is really powerful, so use it as a tool. Tell a story, talk trend, emotion. How are these driven by popular culture? And ultimately, why this color works for your customer's project. In a moment, we will speak with Anna Wright, our retail merchandiser. For those of you who haven't heard, we recently opened our first brick and mortar retail store in Los Angeles. Our intention is to connect end users to Bella Canvas, to drive brand awareness and affinity, and ultimately demand back through channel to boost your sales. In fact, we just launched a YouTube video about how you can use our retail expansion as a selling tool. We'll link to it in the chat and highly recommend that you watch it after this. Now, Anna is an expert in all things fashion and trend and will help inform our product development for wholesale. Let's check it out. Hi, Anna. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to talk all things fashion, including opening our first retail store in Beverly Hills and what you guys need to know about this year's trends.
Yeah, thanks for having me join this discussion, Megan. I can't wait to share some of the exciting things we have in store for Bella Canvas Retail.
Perfect. Let's get into it. After 25 years of crafting retail quality tees in the wholesale space, it was truly only a matter of time before we entered the retail market. We launched a direct-to-consumer retail website in 2019 with great success, and now we've made a big splash with the grand opening of our first retail store in Beverly Hills. This is exciting time for us, but for everyone selling Bella Canvas apparel. Anna, can you tell us more about the retail store experience?
Yeah, so the first retail store opening is obviously a huge accomplishment for the brand, and we know it will drive even more brand recognition through to the wholesale channel. And what's really exciting is that as more end consumers get to know our brand by name, our market share through B2B will only continue to grow. The store concept itself is inspired by upscale warehouse design and is really a nod to Bella Canvas's wholesale roots. Especially in LA, obviously this is where all of our apparel is designed, cut, dyed. The interior of the space has a really modern and industrial vibe where we like to highlight raw materials like metal fixtures, unfinished wood tables, we have exposed bricks, we even left some wiring exposed, and of course lots of graphic art.
I love that. And just to comment a little bit more on driving demand through the B2B channel, I think you hit the nail on the head. This investment is ultimately to drive that brand awareness and increase demand through channel. So it's great for us at BELLA+CANVAS, but for our wholesale partners and decorators, it's going to only help them sell BELLA+CANVAS to their customers. So you mentioned just a little bit about the space itself. It sounds like the BELLA+CANVAS we all know and love, but with a little bit of a street style twist. Can you tell us what the retail collection's all about? How does it differ from wholesale?
Yeah, so our retail collection is truly representative of what BELLA+CANVAS is known for. So soft, sustainable, comfortable basics, which really speak to the recent boom of opportunity in the leisure space specifically. The retail line itself, while it is still separate from the wholesale collection, offers men's and women's styles in the same signature fabrics, such as our 100% cotton heirloom jersey, our famous tri-blend, sponge fleece, and the flowy viscose. But we did add some special finishes, such as a sueding, that makes them extra special for the retail consumer. Plus, all of our foundational styles will come in a sophisticated seasonal color palette that we actually tailor specifically for the retail market. And then it's all tied together with really cool pops of tie-dye, which has become a huge staple.
You mentioned the leisure space. I think now more than ever before, because of the pandemic and so many people working from home, it's all about comfortable clothing. So both in the retail and the wholesale space, it's never been a better time to be in t-shirts and sweatshirts. And you mentioned the sueding. I die for the sueded heirloom jersey pieces that we offer at retail. And then some of the tie-dyes already, of course, made its way into my closet. So I love it all. Can you give us a scoop on what's to come for future retail pop-ups or locations?
Yeah, so we are looking to open a few more pop-up shops very soon, but the locations are confidential at the moment. Another reason that the retail store can drive innovation in the wholesale channel is it's really a great way to test new silhouettes and colors that could translate well for the wholesale consumer. So definitely keep an eye out for some fresh new styles in the seasons to come. And our wholesale customers can also follow along on our website and visit our stores for new launches. That being said, shall we talk about some exciting 2021 trends?
Yeah, if you could actually walk us through some factors that are driving trends that you're seeing, and knowing that our retail line will reflect these trends, it'll help us inform decisions that we're making for wholesale as well. So whatever we launch in the imprintable market is exactly on trend. What you would see at retail, we know what works. So if you could share more with us about what you're seeing, that would be great.
Well, to start, we already know the pandemic has really only accelerated the work from home and casual dressing megatrend. So lounge basics and streetwear will really continue to be wardrobe staples till the end of the year, which is great for us. Especially things like lightweight fleece styles that you can wear all year round will be a huge popular item. Another really interesting statistic to note is that according to a Gensler study, they actually reported something like 88% of people really do want to return to the workplace. But as we know, those workplaces that we eventually return to will look very different. They'll be much more flexible and hopefully be more open to casual dressing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that statistic at all. We're also noticing a trend towards that oversized unisex style and fit. What's your take on that?
Yeah, definitely. So on the 2021 runways, we're seeing a ton of androgynous wear and minimalist basics that fit all styles, genders, and ages. And we've really been able to overcome a lot of aging fashion rules about who can wear what. The oversized silhouettes in particular are still going strong, especially in women's styles. And those boxier cuts really lend themselves to genderless fashion. And as we know, offering unisex styles also allows us to offer up a wider size range. So we're really on a good trajectory where the mega trend of gender fluid fashion meets the snapshot trend of oversized dressing we're seeing right now. And another key to this is wanting unused flexibility for our basics. So there's so many ways to wear all of our styles from day to night.
Perfect. And for the wholesale collection, we've started to introduce street style unisex pieces in both pullovers, shorts to come in forward fashion this year. And we fit test styles on a lot of real people. We do what we call technical fitting, as you know. So we're not just doing standard grading, but it is fit to the measurements and specs of the various sizes, from extra small in some cases all the way up to 5XL. So our silhouettes really do flatter every body type, and we offer a variety of fits. Earlier, I introduced two new BELLA+CANVAS styles, the 3003 and the 7505. What can you add about the high-low bottom hem and the mid-crop Raglan fleece? Are we seeing these in the street or on the runways for 2021?
For sure. We've seen the curved hem tee in men's fashion for a while now, but it's really a smart update on the classic tee because it's got a cool modern shape, but it's still really wearable for anyone. The other thing I love about this one is that it's a really good layering piece. So if you're wearing a hoodie or a jacket, you can see the bottom hem kind of peeking through, which really allows you to play with a lot of different color combos. And then moving on to the mid-length Raglan fleece for women, the great thing about this silhouette is since it's versatile for different age groups and body types, it's not too cropped, but not too long and bulky either. So besides the markets you mentioned, I can see this piece being really great for corporate, retail boutiques, bands, and even spirit wear.
Well, I'm excited to see how those perform at distribution, but knowing the success in forward fashion, I'm sure our decorators are going to have a lot of success with it as well, and knowing that they do so well at retail. What's your overall take on the color stories that we highlighted today?
Yeah, definitely. I think your color categories are right on track. Right now, I think people are starting to feel like we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel, especially with this pandemic. So we're really ready to wear shades that promote positivity and happiness. And again, we're also becoming a more gender fluid world where men and women's markets aren't pigeonholed anymore into wearing certain color stories. So you'll see guys wearing bright pinks and lilacs, and women will be wearing like deep browns and grays. The season's jewel tones are vibrant, but also really wearable for the mass market. Jewel tones pair really well with basics like black and white. You could also wear them like in a head-to-toe tracksuit, or you could play around with some tonal dressing. On the other hand, with many buyers being millennials and Gen Zers who want to support sustainable brands, I think the selection of green shades fits right in. These eco-friendly inspired colors are perfect for nonprofits, Earth Day awareness, and sustainability-minded companies.
Anna, thanks so much for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us today.
Yeah, no problem, Megan. Thanks for having me.
I hope you guys enjoyed those insights from Anna. It was fun to work with a member of the retail team on this wholesale event, and I look forward to sharing more of our retail success with you all when the time comes. Now I want to pass it over to Tom Davenport, our decoration specialist, so he can show you tips and tricks for our new styles and colors. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Megan. Thanks so much. Can't wait to see the retail store. So I'm super excited about our new styles and colors because it really means more possibilities for decoration. So let's take a look right now at some retail trends and see how they can be applied to our new silhouettes.
Oversized graphics are back in a big way. A wide range of brands from Supreme to Jordan to Stussy are all producing tees and hoodies with loud, exaggerated images that overwhelm to make a statement. Two styles new to the BELLA+CANVAS collection, the 3003 men's jersey short sleeve tee with curved hem and the 7505 women's Raglan Pullover fleece, offer the perfect opportunity for oversized graphic decoration. The extended length and curved hem of the 3003 demands attention, while the wide cut and Raglan sleeves of the 7505 offer maximum real estate for oversized graphics. Photographic images on tees and hoodies have never been more popular at retail. From high-res images of icons and celebrities to stylized retro looks, many top brands are driving this trend. To highlight some of our favorite new colors to the BELLA+CANVAS line, we created a few photographic-based designs. Heather Marmalade and Synthetic Green are the perfect bright background to juxtapose this iconic monochromatic photo celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King and Black History Month. Jewel tones, including Heather Orchid, Heather Magenta, and Heather Blue Lagoon, call for a photo print based with metallic jewel tone inks. New cool shades, Citron, Heather Sage, and Spring Green Tri-Blend. This blown-out photo print inspired by LP cover art of the 80s and 90s was produced in 3 distinct colorways to accent our new greens. Retail brands are incorporating understated graphics and unique decoration methods to create sophistication while allowing the base product to lead. On this trend, we created a design based on a matching set of our suede fleece, style 3339 zip hoodie, and style 3327 jogger and heather oatmeal. Applying BELLA+CANVAS branding using a textile laser etching technique to the premium suede fleece resulted in a high-end retail look and feel.
Now, we had a great time producing those designs at Stoked On Printing in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're actually going to let you see exactly how we produced all of those designs in a new video series that launches on YouTube today. Over to you, Claire.
Thanks, Tom. That was so great of you. Thank you for sharing. Your insights are always appreciated. And for everyone watching, like Tom said, we did launch our first episode of this 3-part video series all about these 2021 decoration trends. That went up this morning at 10 a.m. on our YouTube channel. So go and check that out after this webinar. So Tom, why don't you stay on with me and we will invite Megan back on for our Q&A. And I also believe that Anna, our retail merchandiser, is going to be popping on as well. And while she comes on, we'll just kind of keep chatting. So hopefully you guys got some good takeaways from each presenter today. I'm going to kick off this Q&A with everyone. So feel free to ask anything about the latest apparel and decoration trends, or our 2021 apparel collection and our new retail store. We already had a few questions come through, so we'll start there, but feel free to ask more questions in the chat to the right or on the bottom of the screen if you are on your phone. So is everyone ready?
Let's do it.
Ready.
Perfect. There's actually a ton of questions, so I'm super excited about this. First up, I think, Megan, this first question is great for you. What can we expect to see in forward fashion from BELLA+CANVAS this year?
I teased it earlier in our interview with Anna, but we will be launching unisex lounge shorts in the near future, which we're all living in. So that actually comes at a large amount of customer requests. So I think we've got that launching this spring. We've also got more tie-dye fleece in the works, tie-dye tees. And for those of you looking for an eco solution, which I did see in the chat, can't share too much at this time, but definitely stay tuned for future forward fashion launches this year.
Awesome. I know I've heard some whispers about what we have coming down the pipeline for forward fashion, and I've seen a few samples come through too. So I am personally very excited, and I can't wait to share with everyone very soon. Tom, this next question is for you. Printing photographic images seems challenging. Where do I start?
Yeah, it certainly can be challenging. With traditional screen printing, producing a photographic image is a more advanced technique. But I would really recommend probably at this point starting with direct-to-garment DTG printing. There are so many options available on the market, from entry-level machines that can still produce great quality to very high-end, high-volume machines. That's probably the best point to start.
And Tom, do you think that, what's your perspective, is DTG ready for retail?
Oh, I certainly think so. I mean, in the last few years, we've seen huge advances in quality and efficiency. With the pandemic and e-commerce boom, we've seen a 10-year jump in DTG technology and the number of machines on the market. But even prior to the pandemic, I was seeing direct-to-garment prints at retail outlets like Nordstrom. So that's a pretty high bar right there.
Yeah. Speaking of retail, kind of spin-off from that, Anna knows so much about our end users and what they're looking for. So Anna, this next question's for you. What are some of your favorite trends for items people can wear for work, the gym, anything else, you name it?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the best examples of this is all of our great T shapes. So we have a lot of really relevant shapes in our t-shirts, which make great layering pieces under all your workwear items. So wearing your tees under your oversized blazer with your slacks, I've even seen a lot of men starting to wear like their tees tucked into their slacks with like a really nice dress shoe as sort of like a business casual like update. And then obviously everyone's itching to get back into the gyms. So we also have a lot of great styles for pairing with activewear. So like our crop crew, the 7503, I believe. That's a really great style to just throw on. It also shows off your like really cute activewear set. It's very breathable, roomy for like mobility. And then also the Raglan that we talked about is another great like athleisure style. That is another great like throw on topper for all your activewear.
And we actually have been getting a lot of requests, again, given that we're all living in sweats and joggers. And you mentioned matching sets. So we're going to be launching 12 new colors in our joggers come May 1st, so that you guys are able to merchandise matching lounge sets. So the jogger in a rainbow of colors paired with the 3945 or the 3719 pullover hoodie. And that was, again, a direct response to customers asking for more color. So launching May 1st.
Yeah, matching sets are going to be huge, and they're going to definitely be here to stay.
I love matching sets. I pretty much have a designated matching set for each day of the week. I've like developed my own routine with BELLA+CANVAS sets that I've created. I love them so much.
That's so cool.
Tom, I'm going to circle back to you because you had mentioned about DTG printing. And so I saw this question. What makes BELLA+CANVAS products so decoration friendly? I thought that'd be a great question for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would start with the consistency first and foremost. And at BELLA+CANVAS, we're able to maintain the consistency because we really control the entire manufacturing process, every last detail. Consistency matters, not just with direct-to-garment, but with traditional screen printing, whether it's discharge printing or whether you're trying to control dye migration, which is always an issue in garment decoration. I would also mention that I think that our fabrics have the best possible the best possible printing surface, and that's ideal for both screen print and direct-to-garment.
Perfect. Yeah, we actually did a YouTube video about dye migration probably 2 years ago. So if you're having any dye migration issues as a printer, you can learn all about how BELLA+CANVAS is superb and avoids that by watching that video on our YouTube channel. Megan, I'm going to bring it back to you. How do you think I should talk about color trends with a customer?
So my recommendation would be, I mean, you can walk into a customer and show them, here's the new colors for 2021, but I would rather tell a story about it. I know many of us are engaging digitally. So if that's the case, we have marketing assets available, a nice curated deck. We have a trend report actually that curates color in a PowerPoint to be able to share with customers. But if you're walking into a presentation, it's all about creating a feeling. So you could have a sample for every new color, but it's not necessarily going to merchandise in a way that creates a feeling for your customer. So let's say you want to talk jewel tones, or you want to show really cool earth tone story. I would merchandise colors that look really cohesive on a rack. So let's say you're going to do maybe mauve into peach, into dusty blue, into military green. All those colors make sense together. And then I would do a step. Let's say you're doing your mauve section. One sample in each fabrication that we offer. So mauve tri-blend, heather mauve, heirloom jersey mauve, flowy, fleece. And then do that same strategy for each color so that it curates this really nice rainbow of color with different textures. So it's really pleasing to the eye. It creates a feeling. It looks professional. It looks cohesive. And then you can go in and, and talk about that color story. And you can apply that methodology to playful brights or the shades of green. You can have a lot of fun with it that way.
Perfect. And speaking of color, which new BELLA+CANVAS colors will do the best for 2021? And do you have a favorite, Megan?
My favorite's the Citron. I never thought I would. I wear a lot of black and white, quite frankly. It's a really cool neutral because it's white with this like subtle, really light lime green. It's very elevated. It's very cool. It's different than anything I've ever seen. So I'd almost position that more as like the cool new basic. So that's my personal favorite. I think the brights are going to just intrinsically do well. They're you know, a mid-step between maybe some of the core colors. Like the synthetic green is really punchy, but you know, it's not too far from a Kelly. So I think you'll see the brights doing well. And then the solid athletic gray. Gray, you can have 50 shades of gray and they will all perform well. And it's you know, a solid twist on the classic. So I think that'll become just another big volume go-to.
Yes, I love that. And we used all those, like the shades of green, all the different colors that Megan talked about in our YouTube series that we just launched today with Tom. And Tom, in that series, we used some BellaCanvas photos. So I'm kind of teasing this question for you. Where do you get images for your designs, and is everything created from scratch?
Yeah, well, we're very, very lucky to have wonderful photography to work with at BellaCanvas. So I love to start there in many instances. As far as graphics go, sometimes I do build from scratch, but I really tend to utilize resources such as Creative Market, online marketplace for graphics and stock photography. Vector Lab is another great one. So if you can work from those high quality assets as a starting point, you can definitely save some time. And then of course you customize them to make, you know, brand new designs.
Perfect. Tom's always our print specialist. He just knows it all. He's amazing.
I wouldn't even know where to
you guys keep asking in the chat for Tom. Anna, what is a unisex style that women love?
So we are actually getting a really great response to the 3945. That's the crew sweatshirt, the unisex crew sweatshirt. And I think a lot of women are gravitating towards this because there's a trend towards this like triangular proportion. So they're kind of like tucking in their oversized crew sweatshirt into their like high-waisted slim leg bottom to give like a very like oversized top into like the slim leg look. I think that's like a very on-trend look these days. And also another thing that, you know, we've been getting a lot of feedback on is a lot of women are coming in and shopping for not only themselves, but for their partners as well. So like their partners in quarantine. So they like to match together. And that's another style that it can be for women and men, or, you know, men and men and women.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of this lounge trend that we're seeing, what do you predict is going to happen with this over the next couple of years?
Yeah, so I think right now we're seeing a lot of pushing the boundaries in terms of colorways. So, I mean, like we already talked about, like our color palettes are very bright, very forward, very loud. I think people are ready to wear more color. And then I think going into 2022, we'll start seeing a lot more like interesting proportions. So starting to push for more extreme like crops, extreme longs, extreme oversized. And you know, right now we're seeing a lot of the joggers, but I predict that in the future, maybe all of us will have a pair of straight leg sweatpants will be the new trend.
And I'm sure everyone has seen on TikTok that the Gen Zers are now making fun of millennials for wearing skinny jeans and side parts. So
yes.
You see that, you know, straight legs are the future. I wore my center part today for you all.
Yeah, there's definitely been like a generational shift. So we're going to start to see that influence like how we dress now.
Those Gen Zers just coming for us.
Yeah,
they mentioned the straight legs. They mentioned side parts. I made sure I wore my center part. You know, I've got to be on trend. I want to be like BellaCanvas, be ahead of the game. Got to be paying attention to what they're saying.
Exactly.
Megan, will BellaCanvas retail side of our business will impact the wholesale stock availability? And any other viewers, I think they want to know if wholesalers can get stock from the retail line.
So the assortments are handled separately. We've pulled from our basic fabric. So we've taken our heirloom jersey and we've actually brushed it for retail to give it an even softer hand. It also has heat stamp labels in the back of the neck, no tearaways. So the product assortment has been differentiated. Again, there's some similarities. We use our tri-blend, we use our flowy, it's our fleece fabric that you all know and love. But then we'll do things like add, like we've got jackets in the works that have contrast nylon, different tie-dye. So there's silhouettes that depart from wholesale. And then again, those adjustments to the fabric and color stories. So while there's similarities, they are two different assortments. With that said, to answer your question, no, it's the retail pieces are not available for wholesale. It's a different segment of the business, but it should not impact or will not impact wholesale inventory. We use our supply chain, but it's managed as a different piece of the business.
Perfect. And if anyone's local in LA, I highly recommend you go check out our store in Beverly Hills. It's amazing. Everyone worked really hard on it, so it looks awesome. We're super proud. Okay, I have a few questions about like logistics about the webinar. Someone asked if a copy of this webinar is going to be available, and we upload this in two places. So this will come back up on our bellacanvas.com/live landing page. You can find it there, and then we also upload it to YouTube later as well. Let's see. When will new color swatches be available? So these are actually, they're available now. There's a new card it's an insert that will go with the 2020 color card you already have. Yes, Megan's got it. So we have that available.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, Tom, another one for you. Tom, what is the MOQ for the decoration trends we saw today?
I would say with, the techniques that you saw in the slideshow that are also highlighted in the video, most of those you'd be looking at maybe like a 72 piece minimum. They're not highly complicated, at least from the pre-press standpoint. So fairly low minimums.
Perfect. Also, Tom, are BellaCanvas shirts best for heat transfer vinyl? And is there a certain shirt that's best for this method?
Say the question again. Is there a specific fabrication that's best for the method?
Yes.
I think that works, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I kind of made my case for why I think BellaCanvas is the best possible fabric to work with for all forms of decoration, but we've had great results with vinyl as well. 100% cotton, even the poly blends work very well.
Awesome.
I actually get that question a lot, so that's good to be able to share.
Perfect. And Megan, we had a few questions come in from Canada. So where in Canada can viewers purchase BellaCanvas, and are 2021 ads available there?
So in Canada, our assortment is available through our wholesale partners, and they pick up pieces of the line, so they may introduce some of the 2021 new products. I would recommend checking with them directly, or you can reach out to our customer service team and we can confirm which items are being stocked where in Canada.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, if you have any more questions, feel free to email us or at social@bellacanvas.com, and we can answer more questions for you. This was great. I'm super happy with our collection for this year. I hope everyone watching is happy with it too. And we will catch you all on the next webinar. Thanks
so
everyone.
much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.